Hey guys, TJ here. I'm signing back on to Phoenix Wright Attorney Trilogy. Officer Meekins, they somehow think this guy killed Bruce. So, they the crime. Please don't do that! Ow, my ears! Sir, I am a patrolman with general affairs, sir! Sir! Ow! I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So normally there's a guard at the evidence room? That's right, sir. Because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. For some reason I've forgotten what voice I did for this guy. Marshall? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir! A suspicious person! What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. Bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. About your hand, did that happen during the course of the crime? Will you stop doing that? Well, you see, sir, don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do. Sir, to tell you the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone, because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. I will be very happy when we stop talking to this guy. Oh, the shock! Oh, the sorrow, sir! Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir. Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as the perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me a victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention. And alive and well at that. Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department devoid of light or any other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. I guess someone around here is more confused than I am. Okay, let's... Officer Meekins, this is for you. No, I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay, I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir. That's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir. I was being peeled. The fuck? On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knives, but I guess he's been through a lot. Okay. No knives. Don't show him knives. Good to know. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir. Really sorry. I have no idea what it is. It's an autopsy report, you idiot! Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Can you take a look at this? Okie dokie. You don't know a damn thing, do you? Oh, hang on. Oh, fine. I have no idea what that— it's a bloody shoe! Alright. Maybe Marshall's back? No. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! That's what? My hand was a blink until this very moment. You mean it's not usually a blink? But sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean you remember what happened? Correct! That card! That card was the cause of it all! What? This ID card. Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing! I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir! That's what I've been trying to tell you! So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing! He suddenly pointed a knife at me! What? Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him! Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him? Do unto others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went right. When I awoke, I was here. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman. And the victim whom he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim really was the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir! That's what I wanted to say! That is, I did say something along those lines. Eh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly. Nope. But the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime! My crime! The crime I swore to stamp out! It's there! It's me! It's on tape! And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry. Really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No, thanks. We have our own. I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check this crime scene. Okay. Interesting that showing the ID did that, but okay. February 23rd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Hey, Mr. Wright! Look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives' desk! It's Police Chief Gaunt. And you're sure this is all, hmm? You know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer, monitor inside his personal coffee machine. Jesus Christ, dude. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir! We'll scour the place again, sir. Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Aha! Right on, my boy. How you been? So much? Oh, Chief Gaunt. Reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Is Edward going to be okay? Oh, are they? You know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boys since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? Doesn't look good having the top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Von Karma. Another top prosecutor. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait! I didn't do anything wrong! He did forge evidence! In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of a turmoil, you might say. Understandably so. Why, they do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf, too, I mean. They're being the prosecutors, I assume. Scientifically speaking, it's impossible! Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. Oh, here we go. And in this particular, well, it's a little sensitive and I can't talk about it. I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know one thing I hate most about this stuff? Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job, just keeping the chief of detectives' trap shut. Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier. You saw that? Oops. I wonder what it was he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Indeed. Somehow. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. Go find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there, the busy one. The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? And him or the Dancing Blue Badger. Okay, go through everything. This will definitely have zero anything to do with this case. Yeah, he's... Well, there's gotta be something, though. Do you want steak? Do you want luminol? Sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. I took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So, nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still there. Of course not! Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on this is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. Can only be submitted to the chief of police. Be sure to get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Find something new, but that still doesn't work. But, alright. Perhaps that's gotten Marshall to show up? Maybe... It must be one of the detectives. He's online to himself. Cassette tape. He's still not doing his job. Let me show this to Meekins. Oh, so Meekins, could you take a... and... that doesn't... help me. Bruce Goodman. He started writing it. No idea what the lost item was. Hey, Edgy, you here? February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Oh, this place is as classy as today as it was yesterday. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgar's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. After re-examining the entire... Or maybe not. I'm still riding about around. Can I take out his battery? I I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty. Oh, there we go. I'm an idiot. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Righto asked me for help. I was wondering if you could investigate the evidence room. Now, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't need to investigate at all. Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I give him $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. Thank you. It just goes to show, you never know what you ask. And for you, here, you can borrow this. Huh? Hey! This is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir! It's an honor! You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. That's pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID! You seem happy. Yes, sir! Because, sir, we're going into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place has a bad influence on this girl. Alright, now we can go into the evidence room. The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gaunt. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Aha! The card reader is turned off. See? What is the security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well. What's made my bambina sky so gray? Hey, Marshall. Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him? What's with that? Why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest? That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw? Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. Crime scene's waiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. Well, I'm sure this will put you in a better mood. That smell. Reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? Nah, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Starr. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see. I don't see. Wonder what it means. Steak lunch. I gave it to him. Alright, Bambina, you win. Ask anything. Finally, seems like he's willing to talk. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Yeah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. Since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago. Well, might not look like it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I'll take the machines much. Kinda like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? About that security system. I know maybe two of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them. There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand here are the security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins is Detective Goodman. Are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard, and you reckon. One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. That's the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. So this is the ID card record, and what do we see here but Goodman's at 514. Hey! I've seen that somewhere before! Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright! I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that the record is tied to the stabbing. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot? The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. Yep. Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 514, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards out in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. Oh, wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Thank you, Marshall. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to the other people with IDs here. First, let's go to the evidence room and do our investigation. Sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room. It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. It feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Oh, hey, Gumshoe. Ah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50 no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire, knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So Chief of Police Gaunt. Will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. Boss for a day? But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plans add to the court records. Alright, let's take a look at that before we do anything. Awesome. Okay. That's edgy. I always believe in Mr. Edgeworth no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in the court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. He was involved in the SL9 case? Wait, back up a second. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Detective Goodwin's note and a stabbing knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Well, that was a bloody violent case. Violent. So it was a murder. A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved with this after all. But the killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago. That put Mr. Edgeworth right on the spotlight. And started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Why then? Well, no. If it was for transferal, then... Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing! That's fine. You bet it's fine, pal. Good. Why is there a corridor here with... Why? Wow! Look at this big pile of junk in the corner! It looks like a corridor. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away? Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing! He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. Yes, indeed. There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder what Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detectives responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot, too. I bet he doesn't tuck his shirt in a trench coat either. If you're gonna talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open! Did you really think it would? Hey pal, our security is high-tech around here. Some sort of bulky equipment. It's gathering dust here. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is. Oh, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to the solving of that case out on Gourd Lake, remember? Oh, right! Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And... I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap-looking box. You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. Indeed. Alright. This place is a mess, There's a bloody handprint there. There is paint here, and a saw here, a glove here. This is open, and don't even know what happened there. Let's start with the handprint. What's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright! What if there are other bloodstains left in the room? We should use our testing fluid to check it out. Ah, yes, we should. Aha. What do we have here? That must have been one massive pool of blood. I've never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, Detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you don't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked. Why the fuck would you think he was an alien? Gumshoe! I know you don't have much in between those ears, but you got something that should probably go, oh, maybe not. Grab that. I knew it! This is someone's right handprint! Ah! What's the matter, Detective? The locker. It's mine! Oof, that's rough. It's yours? Please, you have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I would not reply. You do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. What? But you're a detective! Oh, you just spray and pray. Okay. What's a saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against depression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Oh, were they for... Is this where he worked on the badger? Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the blue badger? Oh, you might say this is my studio. You... Here? Him in the evidence room? Oy vey. Someone left a glove here, but only one. It's got SO9 on it, too. Another piece of evidence from that case. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know? You mean SO9. Does have a tag on it. Rubber glove added. Okay. Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe. We're just blaming him for everything. I am so sorry, my dude. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SO9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of the SO9 evidence. Let's take a closer look. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever was broke. You want to try and put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like a bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh, wait, no, that's just the wrong piece entirely. Wait, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. No, this one it looks, I think. No. Now, this looks like the top of it, so it could be a vase. There we go. No. It's this one. Oh, wait, no, this one. I think, yeah. And now this one? What? Oh, wait, no, maybe it's this one. We're still missing a piece. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far in 2 minutes myself. Problem is finishing it. Was some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Does no one realize that there's blood on it? Hello? Does no one see blood stains? I will check that out. Look, this one's open! And the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. Fair enough. It's empty. We must have taken the contents elsewhere. Alright, now. Let's take a look at some of this. Tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, zag. Zag? Is that a word? Do you challenge me? What, are you playing a word game now? Okay, so there's nothing on that. Hey, look! They're hard to make out, but there are some dark red stains there. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SO9 incident. That might be where the blood got it. Okay, that's it for that. Let me say, yeah, you know nothing. I'm sure Marshall will know. Steers back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. Thought the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand. This is either Wild or West here. Ah! But that and this are two different things entirely. I guess so? I'm lost. Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. Okay, how about this? What about this? Alrighty, you were a part of the case. Is Edgy back? Nope. God. Alright. You sure have a lot of monitors in here. There's 8 cameras in the evidence room and all. One for each section. Which monitor shows the section where the crime scene took place? Why do candles sleep before the rain comes? It's not for man to know. Unless it was security guard responsible? Okay, yeah, dude. Quick question. Set up to trap something. I just wrote me a steer with this here lasso. What? It was a bellowing moo pow moo. Detective Gumshoe, I presume? Come on, there's gotta be something. Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler in the scene of the crime. It's all gone now, like a drink in a hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. Can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There's some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case! That's right. The evidence transfers. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here until the prison detective supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake. See? So what happened to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault of the country sheriff's department. That's what we call a transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SO9 2 years ago. Is there something you can tell me? Still haven't brought this up. So Detective Gumshoe, you're a boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're a boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. My own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course. I am a detective after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. So, that means Goodman definitely opened the locker, right? This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Well, I am on my 3rd card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean the fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. So... the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap! You get shocked! If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Interesting. Can you open this locker again? Okay, I got something else. No, I did not want to look at it. Marshall, you're starting to annoy the hell out of me. I thought I had something. Let's try spraying this side of the... Aha! What do we have here? Why am I getting reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? Oh, sorry, that was Emma. It's It's called aluminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. We have 2 rows of evidence. Can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can't open it, they'll give you 50 cents. Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system. After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over the prosecutor's office. Yeah, I'm not the only one that's, like... This is the ID record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at that time of the murder. Woo! What is it? That second number! It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth! What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth! Edgy! Again! You were just getting yourself into trouble right now! What? Why would Edgeworth have to come to the evidence room? Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm going to give him my report for the day. That's a flyer for a restaurant. It might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of the flyer? Oh, there's something on the back of the flyer. The one that says something but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about here. I'm sure he can use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? Hey, be nice. I'm off, pal. Later. Alright, now we can talk to Edgy about all of this. Poor guy. He's being dragged through the mud even more than he was in the last case. Should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. Not examined. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, Room 1202. Hello? Why is there a bellboy here? Ah, guess. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Wait. It's you. From the hotel? You were the bellboy in the hotel. I think it was the first case. Like, oh, it was the first case, the one the one after Mia, Mia's murder. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. Look, I know you may not be happy to see me right now, but it's better than seeing someone that's against you, right? He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry. I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Ah, yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. More than a toll. So, how'd it go? So, how'd the inquiry committee go? Actually decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again. I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. Yeah, the SL9 case. Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecutor attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gant. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still... Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Well, considering what he's going through right now... You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea. I'll pass on the tea, just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright! Mr. Edwards has told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on anyway? Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. This. Oh, right! I better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage. Edward, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gaunt, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. AI-16. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. Chief is never one to explain himself. Among other things. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can you ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. Better make a note of it. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Okay, so that was the only thing he would respond to. Star's gone. Okay, thought I'd ask. And now Marshall's gone too! What the hell? There is no one anywhere. What do you think of this? The text says AI-16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows? This might turn out to be a clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? There's nothing else suspicious about it. Okay, Edgy, start talking. Look, I've got no one else to talk to. Oh. All has to do with the case you were on, the SL9 incident. Right, he was the prosecutor of that case. Right. Idiocy has been depleted. And some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Grant. Or Gant, actually. That wacky old coot was involved with the case too. He was involved. He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was the deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won a guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not! I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I would do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science. Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid, Well then, you might have use for this. Is that a fingerprinting thingy? Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints! It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know! I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks! How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Woo. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Right. Alright. Thanks, Edgy. Our investigation turned up suspicious handprints. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. What about the one that was... hopefully I'll get to that. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. I'm starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, you swirl the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With space. Although, I'm, again, using the mouse. It looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do I do that? With enter. Exciting, I know. Imagine blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I'd better give it a try. Lay it on! Cocaine! Aha! You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. Well, what does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck. The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Damn it. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here! Hey, calm down! That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. Well, if we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again more closely. It seems like there are fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well, yeah. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. Right here. Cocaine! Cover it all up. There we go. Yay! A print so clear, it's dazzling. Dazzling. Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So, we're not done yet. This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding the fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. And point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The body handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprint would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Gumshoe. This is his locker. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Yeah, over here. Most likely gotta find it again. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right! There was an handprint here! Okay, wanna try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Let's check for prints. That's the spirit! Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using a chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh. Alright. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, you must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. I am checking every pixel. Okay. Here we are. Blast the cocaine! Ah, we got something. Gave it my best shot. The kind of result won't be any good for matching prints. Well, but it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. No. Is this the same one? Okay. This is probably where the index. Where's the thumb? There we go. We got a better one. We got a better one. Let's see. No. No. Yes. Marshall? Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminal reaction. The blood and fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. Oh! So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall? Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Interesting. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all night or so. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana! Don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm in it as much in the dark about this as they are. Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Bloodstained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You don't understand what this means. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, is it right? Alright. Trial. New trial. Second day of trial. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yeah, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. Big time. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I'll present the evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Miss Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. First witness the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? Do you mean the so-called murderer? Whoop, boy! Things are getting wild from the get-go. Hello, Meekins. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir. But dude. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it wasn't me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. I was hoping we were done with that. You've got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is... Sir, I would like to call a part of the... I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir? Give us your report of the crime. Consider that in order. Yes, sir. As you wish. After all, I'm part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. That's probably the only thing you can't... Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out, until another officer smacked me awake. Alright. Do a round of pressing. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir! He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Alright, press everything. Before that... Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. Who knew the damn badger would have something to do with this case? I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Sorry about that, as my mom was asking about dinner. Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? There it is! I found it! This is the one right there. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir! It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh. But the number 4989596 is shown being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Okay. So we got that. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir! A knife! Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, I suppose he was as surprised as he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly this kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by the collar. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look like the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. Are you... You're scared of knives. You took his knife. I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. See. Must have been desperate. I said I knew his white coat was drenched in the sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in the face, sir! After that, I passed down till... About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh. Alright. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain! That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned her to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe now we have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir. Take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning. The chief? Delivered it? What is that? A videotape. Yes, sir! That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir! It contains footage of from the security camera in the evidence room. But I specifically asked if there was such a tape, and was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like the communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well then, let's have a look. Shows the video of you murdering the victim. Oh. Please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. Videotape of a real murder. So what are we getting ourselves into? Okay, that's probably Goodman. Oh. Glove dropped. There's Meekins. Yeah, you got him. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wriggling piece of wood? That, my dear Edgy, was the Blue Badger. Sir, that was the pride and joy of the entire criminal department affair, sir. I meant to do this when Edgy was talking, but I did this instead. It's the Blue Badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going to go? Is this going smoothly? Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone. In the evidence room, in some sort of... Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir! As you wish, sir! His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do so. Okay. The locker opened the locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir, considering he was in charge of that particular case, yes. In charge of that locker, anyways. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. Everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife. Sir, you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face. I believe it would be classified as the latter? the ladder? You were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir. But I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label a person as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? I have to label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claimed the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him. He opened the locker. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. What about the second lock with the handle that Gumshoe mentioned? I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to his registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir, and this too. Locker has a question. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know. The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the opened locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. Sir! If I may say something, sir. Please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir! My hand's at stake! I swear to God, I will send you to the other side of this courthouse if you do not stop blaring that thing. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there a problem with the security video? The problem? Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? The contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright! It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where's the contradiction in that indicates it may not be Detective Goodman? Okay, no, that is... where his hand is. The thing that's strange about this video would have to be this. Hold on a second, I need to use my eye drops. Well, I don't get it. Would you mind if I borrowed your eye medicine? Don't look at me with those bleary eyes! Before your eyes get too teary, perhaps you should think through this again, Oh, what do I do? Okay, let me try something. Let's return to the cross-examination. Okay. There was a thing with the handle that he mentioned. I didn't know this. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? Who else would I mean? Who else in this courtroom is named Meekins? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something's seriously wrong with this picture. Yeah, it was already opened, and the glove that fell out might have been stuck in between. The victim reaches for the handle to open the locker. Let's rewind a little earlier. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already opened before the victim grabbed the handle. Jeez. Order! Order! What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't unlocked at all the day of the crime. But the locker's locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. If it was broken down, the thing wouldn't have turned on at all. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh, well, just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Yes, me, Your Honor? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor. Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensors? Something jam the sensor. Say something else in that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, the glove. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Alrighty. Skip it. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when the doors are opened. I had to fall out and roll with great distance when I opened my cart. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? I am honestly so done with looking at this damn badger. The white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, but the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene. There just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I've finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in a locked door? It was this glove. Extremely thin rubber glove. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SO9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir. Order, order, order. So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodwin? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in this video is indeed Bruce Goodwin. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, me? Sir? You? Do you want this case to go downhill that badly, Edgy? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Very well, begin your testimony. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodwin, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Why was there so few people using this room? And who was these 777777777 up to 420? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too. Although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. Okay. I am going to end the episode here. This is starting to get even more confusing. We'll cross-examine Meekins in the next episode. Till then, I'm signing off. Bye-bye.